lose this map, they are done. No longer can play forward in ESL Pro League. They want to force Anubis. They need to get there. But for sAw, it's all about limit testing. It's pushing the limits as well. Out of Imperial, 2 kills immediately. But Phelps answers back with a rebuttal. This is so chaotic. There are trades back and forth. And the defense is split. Roman's getting aggressive, but no way can't hit the shots.
Yeah, we said that it is pretty nice if a CT side does go aggressive on the CT pistol, gives the T side less time to breathe. It's so difficult if you let the Glocks run you down, so you may as well run them down yourself. It's a good strategy to take, and it might still not work out for them.
This is happening.
No way, and Henny pushing down Banana, and they're upping B. Oh, they're following each other around the map and they don't know it. This is wild. And the craziest thing is as well is that so much time is going to be taken away from sAw here. Henny still has a smoke and a flash despite that opening brawl in the round. Once they've cleared out the site, the bomb can go down, and sAw have realised this now, so they're going to be there relatively fast. Imperial still have to take their time and clear out a few of these close-range angles, but the utility that Henny has could be really impactful to lock them out here. In comes that smoke, and the plant will go down behind the fountain pillar. Reposition. Now the double retake through Banana will come through for sAw. Straight through the smoke immediately. What a shot from U-Jerks. And now No Way is put into a clutch. Toward Quad, they spotted him out, but U-Jerks hits that one too. And that looked like a very tough pistol to recover, but they figured out that A was clear, got themselves toward Banana quickly, and managed to deal with the last two. Well done.
What a weird pistol round to kick off Inferno. The fact that they're basically following in each other's footsteps all the way around the map. But you're right, it's the immediate realization and a good decision from Jerks as well to disengage out of top middle and just to reset with his brother in arms on Banana. They get the best chance of winning that if they're together. So it's a good showing between him and Roman. Even though Roman doesn't get the kills, he's there just to back up and be the extra element. Force buy for Imperial, of course. They put the bomb down. They made that one quite close. So they want to answer immediately. They want to unsettle this CT economy. Roman searching in Banana and delivering a lot of damage.
Wow. A lot of damage indeed. Both ways. Roman down to 32. VINI on 36. As long as Imperial keep these two smokes intact, they'll definitely pose a lot of questions to sAw. Of course, there's a chance they can just win the duels completely dry anyway, but blocking off CT, blocking off these choke points in Inferno, more critical it feels like than any other map, and especially with a buy like this, you need everything you can get. Arrozdoce is boosted up on the balcony. But right now, even though he's got some contact to come in from long, obviously having to be pretty careful with it, and actually going to walk right into the mixer. Decenty may find Story. It drops down, and arrozdoce seems to know what's going on. The Tech 9 of Henny is actually still hiding in the mid cubby there, waiting for a Banana push. Could get an instant dink, but no. The drop into Mexico now for Roman is actually going to throw off his crosshair. And plays it really well in the end there, Roman and Matiris. All those years of experience on this team. The bomb may be down on A, and there may be no kit on sAw. They've got a 3 versus 2. Phelps, what can he do? 76 health coming in from Boiler. The perfect timing lurk. They're having to hurry up, but he's only the last one left now. These are 1 versus 3. They're going to double swing, and they take the instant headshot. And the defuse will come through in plenty of time. 2 more from U-Jerks. More impact from sAw.
Yeah, that's really well handled by sAw because Imperial are trying to create chaos, even with their players falling towards top brackets by taking the decision to go out towards apartments and just completely ignoring the long player, the short player is excellent. Because it feels like they're creating just a gap and a little bit of distance. If that Tech 9 is able to get the kill, that's the divisive factor.
Yeah.
Henny can't manage it. And the fact that Mutira steps in and makes sure that the banana player can get escorted up towards top brackets is everything, because they still maintain that numbers advantage.
Yeah, exactly. May look weird that VINI has a Glock and Kevlar, but it's just in case one of the pistols or rifles gets stopped, and there you go. He immediately has a chance to switch to one as the Molotov swings, but then Roman just puts him down through the smoke anyway. 2 more kills for Roman to get off the board on Inferno. decenty is actually quite close up in the apartments here. To be wary of that. Being looked for now by arrozdoce. Back and forth, but staying in the corner. Roman ready for another player to come through and helped up by U-Jerks. There is that kill from decenty that I mentioned, could be a possibility, but there's still another player here. Mutiris will go down. Has a chance to smoke off long, molly library and switch to the M4. Henny, unfortunately for him, though, has got the bomb, so has to go the long way round apartments to get this onto the site. And there's going to be a lot of time wasted here. This smoke, hopefully for Imperial's sake, will still stay up, and yes, it will, just as he jumps down onto the site. We'll get it planted on the site, behind the mid-box. And this is not beyond the realms of possibility for Imperial.
No, it's not indeed. Flashbang forwards, and there you go. decenty's finding everyone. Would need the ace to take this away from Story, but Story finds the angle. He doesn't anticipate every single player from sAw rotating forward. So yet again, it's another retake, and it's another success story for sAw. Just about getting it over the line once more. And that was only with Tech 9s and that save rifle. Now Imperial have got everything. They've got to be taking a lot of satisfaction in the fact that they are making these rounds close whilst working with the bare minimum.
That was a really, really nice try from decenty. Does everything right in that situation. Of course, just not having the knowledge of where Story is, unfortunately for him. Just caught, wow, seeing it from Story's POV, that's actually a super nice shot. And in critical one as well to keep sAw's clean sheet intact. Really nice. decenty tried his best just not to be on this occasion. And now the nades will follow in Banana in the following round. Imperial have enough for a full purchase this time, of course, with all these plants coming through. Talking of madness, quickly we'll mention it. Mainstream, G2 and M80 is still going on. Slacks is 38 and 19. Nico is 20 and 32. And Munazi is 18 and 27. What alternate universe are we in right now? M80 lead 20 rounds to 19.
And they won that first map 13-1, by the way. Or 13-2. Actually, I think it was 13-2. Regardless, still crazy. Story. It doesn't. Posted, hoping, searching, jump spot. Will at least give information to both parties. And whilst all this is going on, Imperial have got really good space in towards top Banana. Henny finds Jerks, but the molly will force him into the fight. Missed shot. Roman is given the opportunity, and now he needs to just stay tucked. Story with the flashes, but misses the mark. No way, needs to try and close Roman down, and Roman's just waiting patiently. The flashbang support network not in quick enough pursuit. 30 seconds left. VINI has B, and that's where the bomb will decide to make its mark. But rotations are already here. And it's all about creating that even blanket of pressure towards top Banana and top brackets, because that just enables Henny to get a snapshot of opportunity on towards Jerks. And from there, even though sAw is in the best possible position to try and retake, it's the doubling and it's the layering out of Imperial that are finally enabling them to connect this after plant. So we're taking a timeout. See Roman's looking down the line, saying to his team, we shouldn't be putting ourselves in this position. Because every single time Imperial plant the bomb, they are a threat. And that's the money dwindled down as well, Trav. sAw have got absolutely nothing. They'll have to invest in, of course. It's the first stage loss bonus, but they're going to be working with an MP9 and 5.7s. Yeah, nicely handled. Flashbang forward. They take the space back. Arrozdoce was hoping to at least find an AK. Instead, decenty grabs the kill. Jerks will smoke off, but he gets spammed as a consequence. A 5-on-3, and this should be easy pickings now for VINI and his MP7. Might even think about going through the smoke. Decides against it, and that's the right call. Muterius and Story, they're out of there. Too low to contend with the possibility of a 2-on-5. Imperial fight back immediately, and they might not even allow sAw to save these weapons.
Bomb has been planted.
That M80G2 game has just finished as well. M80 have won that series.
Well, this Pro League is certainly not lacking in entertainment, is it? Unbelievable. The underdogs are shouting, as they deservedly should in this game. And in this tournament so far. Tyloo looking genuinely decent. Mongols besting G2 as well. The level of the G2 are showing in this tournament is very disappointing for them, I'm sure. Is that G2 in the last chance stage now, if I'm not mistaken? Goodness
right.
me.
Great job here, just kind of cleaning up all of these upgraded pistols. Imperial are taking their time in this round. They're just making sure that they're set up appropriately. And then you send VINI in with the SMG to do the dirty work. Just pistols. Nothing really to show for it in this round for sAw. And Imperial can go back to working Banana. Keep applying the pressure here. Keep up the threat that has been ever constant. There are 3 players here for sAw, but unless the pistols go absolutely crazy, this should be Imperial leveling up the scoreline.
On VINI, MP7 time. There's one. And that's what it can do, actually. It's very good for those sort of bursts. And take Story as well. Really nice. Very controllable on that movement and burst sort of spray. And no way, he plays it very risky. There's no real need to go through a smoke against the pistols. It's not going to lose him the round, but it did lose him a gun, at least temporarily. Hopefully VINI can recover that.
You plant the bomb. I want Trying to find Muterius. Hide and go seeking towards apartments.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, good round. VINI's already showcasing the MP7. Might have to try it out myself. It's been very cool to see him just own people at medium to long ranges with an SMG. We'll find an AK that's been picked up off No Way's body. I respect No Way for going through the smoke.
It's always all about the ecos, isn't it? I haven't played with you enough, Brandon. I think that would be you as well, chasing the ecos, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's only
So, Imperial fighting well. And in the midst of, what, just a couple of rounds, it's actually really important for them how much they've bolstered their money in that short space of time. I'll be delighted with that. And the following gun round for sAw, of course, they don't have enough for the story AWP, so they have to work off of the rifles, off of the contact in Banana perhaps. With those double swings, the deep utility. Imperial will ignore it for now and take that chip damage to get Banana control. And Henny doesn't even give a damn, he's straight through it all. Ujelek's not expecting that. That's the Henny we want to see.
Henny's been fantastic, and so too with Imperial, about just fighting this banana control really early, because it poses so much of a significant threat that you can see what it's done to the minimap. Muterius has to go over just for a moment. Roman's already expended his smoke, and now Imperial can look to take control on the other side of the map. Finally, Ascension in towards the balcony. Decency will make his mark, and now this counter utility thrown in by Imperial will just gather all of this space. Even a molly for the boost, which is quite clever. Obviously been burned by that one before in one of the previous force buy exchanges. This time they don't leave it to chance. Roman, only player here on B.
Oh, looks like Imperial are going into the 3-man stack right now. So I have a good chance in this one. Story on the line, boosted up on the Cold Zera box, and Muterius to support towards short. In comes the flashes. That's a great entry. The Muterius can do the work. Look at the damage done to VINI as well. That's a fantastic shot by No Way, though. That could seal it. Muterius is trying his damnedest, but he knows that he had to somehow get 2 more kills. That just was not going to happen. Roman was too far away to help out. And this is some great pack play from Imperial. They're in this series now. Finally, it feels like.
Great flash as well, just to get them from Moto to the bomb site. Completely blind Story. He can't see anything, and it felt like he had a number of players ready and waiting to get churned up by the A1S after the previous damage he did with the grenade. Now it's up to Roman just to save and hold on to this AK, which he will manage. Imperial way too far away, but they won't care. 4th round collected, and it's just this space taking coming in at the beginning of the round, and sAw, they're going to need to adjust. It's a similar story to what we saw out of Imperial on Nuke. It's now having to pick your poison. Do you want to contest a banana, or do you maybe want to fight in towards apartments in second mid? Something needs to change, because you can't give Imperial this amount of room.
Especially when Henny can take frags like that, top banana, just through one Molotov pretty much. That was really nice pathing there from No Way, even though he didn't get the kill on Muterius. I thought he'd actually completely out-pathed Muterius there by jumping on the edge of default, but not this time. Fortunately for Imperial, didn't cost them the round. And their reward is more pistols to face. Roman may be here with the AK, and Story looks like he's about to jump in for his teammate to perhaps take a frag, or at least take a swing. Imperial, as long as they're careful against this, they should be fine. 5-3 lead would be very important.
Just don't go into this AK, or if you do, get out without any damage. There we go. Story on the P250 grabs the AK, can now back away. So a 4-on-4, Banana tussled with a little bit, but it comes out evens. But meanwhile, take a look at apartments. Immediately, Phelps, Decency, so close to the action. And Muterius needs to trust arrozdoce, who now spots them, trying to escape. Smoke dropped. Muterius actually finds the first, but it's Decency with the double up. And that's the red carpet rolled out towards A, and with Roman falling, and with Story picking up his AK with no armor, it has to be a save from the CTs.
At least they can keep the AK and the second recovered. This is the Imperial we wanted to see. I had a feeling they'd be able to answer back in this game. I just had, even though we know sAw play a lot of this map themselves as well, Imperial, they love it here. It's their home. decenty is having a fantastic map. 12 and 4. Can't just be him as we go on the CT side, of course. We mentioned that Imperial stats overall in this tournament, not a single player above the 0.94. There's a reason they may be in this last chance stage. Haven't found the individual level. But decenty is trying to change that. Smile from VINI. Imperial in pole position on Inferno.
Really like this little variation that Imperial threw in as well, because obviously they are contesting Banana. This is the first time sAw have really fought back, not only with retake utility, but the flashes that go deep to try and set up that AK on the angle. As soon as Imperial get confirmation of that, notice how quickly they scale in towards apartments. They already limit space, and they're already planning their next move. Whilst Muteris does find a nice shot on the P250, as arrozdoce gets overwhelmed in towards pit. I don't think sAw were quite ready for the timing and the pace of which Imperial were going to hit over towards A, because it was almost immediate as the banana contact was felt.
Looks like a bit more of a pinch toward top mid there. At least it was planned for a split second. I had a sneaky suspicion they may have gone for a swing with a flash there, but not that time. Imperial will take the apartments. Always worried, you mentioned it the other day, of maybe one of the apartments defaulters just going straight for the wallbang on the balcony. We've been very, very common for sAw to use that setup, and they would have done their homework, Imperial, for sure. Story below, arrozdoce above, flash coming through. And our lovely kill for Story. He actually still doubles up from that position. And he has a chance to do more from this too. arrozdoce didn't actually get any this time. Phelps towards long. He's been tagged by Roman. That incendiary will push him further wide and actually burns him to a crisp. Nice little change up from sAw. And Story with a lovely individual round from him. Until then, could get sAw within one again. It's a long shot for Henny. And Roman should be in front of this rotation. You'll hear it coming. No smoke available. Swing for the Tech 9. Ooh, that was an instant headshot. Then you never know. But Roman takes it. And sAw find their fourth.
Yeah, I like that. sAw being a little bit more proactive in towards top brackets, but also good communication that the player can be through that long smoke. Can be wary of the position of Phelps. I like the fact that even though there's a rotation there, by Roman dropping the incendiary, he forces Phelps to either commit into that fight or just go around the corner. But then you've got more than enough time to prepare for him if you're sAw. NT from Henny, but ultimately sAw are keeping it close.
Nade will blow open the smoke, and timing actually almost goes sAw's way, but it still might. Oh my goodness, how is Henny alive? He still finds the trade. That is scandalous. And No Way is just limping around as well on 11 HP. It was crazy that U-Jerks just saw Henny phasing that smoke with the AWP as that flash came through. Story will have his chance to fight for it, but will take a pot shot and fall away. There's still one player top banana to worry about, though, and No Way. Well, Roman, sorry. Should be about to do some work with this. No Way. Still low off the back of it. They're going to boost up Phelps to give it a look. I don't think they've seen him. Is Henny going to clear it properly? He is. Oh, head spotted. Only attacked through the sandbags, but No Way takes it. 4v3 for Imperial, and our Story has it all to do on the site. 30 seconds. Imperial will certainly be choosing B. A flash over the top, and Story is ready to pop straight through it. What can he do? Oh, a leg shot on Phelps. That could still change the round, though. He's really squishy, and Materis takes it through the smoke. But Story will go down, and now bomb will go down as well for Imperial. Materis finds another. And arrozdoce has a full belt of utility on this rotation, and they both have kits as well. A boost toward the flower bed as well can come through. arrozdoce can even use his utility from up there if he wants to. That's exactly what he'll do. But Henny, lovely peek on the timing. Now it's all down to him and arrozdoce. 1 versus 1. Henny goes for the swing. He tries to take the initiative, but the fake footsteps from arrozdoce catches him off guard. And sAw even it up at 5 apiece.
Counter-terrorists win.
Oh, big sigh of relief there if you're sAw, because it felt like they were always in control. I feel like that boost actually may have spotted that player just out by the sandbags. They do really good work, but Story just legging these players. And I honestly thought when arrozdoce's rotation was so late that it might have been too little too late, because the utility could have denied the bomb. Instead, he uses it perfectly just to carry out and make sure that all the angles are just removed. They were so certain they were going to be in towards that bomb site. A little bit worried when the molly missed and towards New Box, of course, but arrozdoce faking out the footsteps, as you mentioned, pretending that he was going to scale up oranges to try and get a vertical height advantage on Henny. It doesn't matter. It doesn't help. Tries to wide swing with the Tech 9 and goes straight into the crosshair. 5 rounds each, deep smoke down middle, allows them utility as well, and Imperial have been doing this a lot. Just flashing through, disrespecting the util. Phelps finds the opener onto Materis immediately.
Really nice kill to take. Yeah, it's a common idea of theirs. Not one that obviously they do all the time, because then it would be predictable, but does get these cheeky openings, which can be so impactful. The Sweet Rice has kept sAw in touch on this first half. Imperial have been fighting well. They do have more rounds than they got on the first map now, of course. Decenty 14 and 6. Imperial look to take top mid. U-Jerks will rotate through B back to Archers to at least hold it. Not fully committed yet. Of course, Story has the line down banana. He's tasked with the entirety of this portion of the map.
Gotta hit his shots. Flashbangs going over the top means that Story will need to fall back off the angle, but he'll scream to his teammates that he needs help. He needs rotates immediately, because Imperial are not slowing down. In fact, they're just completely accelerating. No way might even be ahead of him, and he is. Jerks through the smoke will find one, but then dealt with by yet again that man. Oh, how many spam kills are there going to be in this round, though? And arrozdoce is aware that there could be a lurk. 10 seconds left. Guys, you've got to put the bomb down. And it finally is being planted, but a 2-on-2, and it's arrozdoce yet again with all his util.
Again, yeah, he's done such a superb job of keeping hold of it. And at least sAw keeping some spare overall to go for these retakes. Can they do it again? This is a nice little setup for Imperial this time. Nowhere and Phelps playing a double hold. Oh, and this time, even with the kits, they're out of util. sAw decide it's the last round of the half coming in next. We've both got $1,400. If we save, we can drop something. And they actually decide that route.
Terrorists win.
I think it's the right decision, because you haven't been offered up a kill whatsoever. It was a really nice setup from Imperial as well. It feels like they're going to claim it unless some spectacular shots come out from sAw. This is all from the disrespect in the first round, in the first place, just a flash through that mid smoke. And then No Way shows us how it's done, just by really forcing open this B bomb site. I think as soon as the nade blows open the smoke for arrozdoce and he doesn't see anything, he realizes that they're just tucked in the corners. It's so difficult to try and retake. Roman this time gets the best of an Imperial player progressing through a smoke.
Oh, hello.
No way. Okay.
Those moments can happen. No way. Does find it. And recovers this into this 4 versus 4. Jerks is checking for the utility. Whatever he may have spare. We'll re-smoke banana now. And on that same timing, sAw will do that toward top mid.
Feels like it's just going to be an apps pop. Henny will have flashes that he can throw over the top for everyone else. So this smoke will land in towards library. He'll do the A wrap smokes, which will keep the players rooted at long, and arrozdoce is going to be completely isolated. There is that flash, but it's arrozdoce standing tall, dodges it at the first instance, but immediately traded, and Phelps eviscerates Mutiris. A 3-on-2, and you've still got Henny that's lurking in apps.
Oh, that was so clean from Phelps. Story and Jerks. This is a borderline impossible retake. It's Inferno after all, of course. Only one incendiary, no defuse kit. Henny's still lurking around, like you mentioned. It's a good clear from Story. And of course, Phelps and No Way aren't exactly full health. There's still a chance in this one. They're actually forcing him into the open brilliantly. But No Way hits a huge headshot. A jump spot on Jerks. That was dangerous. But he's walked into the Molotov. It's spread a tiny little bit. And you Jerks will get the defuse. Well, that could be a lifeline for sAw. It's 6-6 at half on Inferno.
How important will that clutch prove to be? Because that currently sets Imperial technically 7 sAw round wins away from them being knocked out of ESL Pro League Season 19. It's fully even to kick things off here on Inferno. Second half about to go live and underway. And for sAw, they're on their favoured T side. Phelps spots in towards second middle. But did he see any of these players?
Give it a look. Yeah, not to know. We've seen this triple setup work a couple of times and also fail a couple of times. Imperial trying it again, obviously trying to bait in the sandbags player that they won't check that third. It's definitely a risk. Very easily pre-fireable, of course, that angle. It looks like we are set for an apps pop. We're out of utility. They can be running straight in. And the fact there's no flash lets Phelps have free reign of the position. And now the last 3 players coming in towards short are just going to get eaten up by the looks of it. decenty finds Vitiris. There's a bit of a smoke battle coming in here. Story actually has got behind decenty. Hang on a moment. But no, the quick flank from short is significant. And now Ujerks has to somehow bait for 3 kills. Jiggle the angle and eventually run down by No Way. Good recovery from No Way. We were speaking about it, of course, at the half-time. They'll be very disappointed. They lost 2 retakes on Inferno in that first half. Not ones you can afford to lose, especially when you have such an advantage.
Yeah, for sure. But Phelps not affected by his flashbang is everything. The fact he gets 2 kills, it kind of just seals the round. When Jerks gets that first headshot, you start to believe a little bit, but then you realize he's run out of bullets, and that makes things incredibly impossible. Force buy for sAw. Bomb you just see gets thrown at the bottom right of the camera. No Way. Now it's his turn to lay down lead all the way through these smokes. Great flash. sAw, hold on, running him down. Jerks gets the first. Hang on a second, it's just VINI on an MP7.
Oh, there's not much he can do with this. He's got help from Phelps. All right, that's fine. And the damage is significant because arrozdoce has gone down and Materis is down to 21. He drops the picked up M4 over to Story. We saw Story win a ridiculous clutch the other day against 3D Max when he only had a P250 and a recovered M4. That was on the A site, though. I think this is a lot harder situation. Phelps will be boosted up once again. The fact they're kitless could prove to be a problem, though. Hang on a moment. Story, he'll get dinked up. He's still in play, but...
Accelerating. Instead, he gets help from the M4s and he just waits patiently. And then actually he closes the round with a very important kill on towards Jerks, who was nestled in towards Church, which gave Story that room and that comfort in peeking just around the coffins. There is that fight. Feel like if Jerks maybe tucked himself in the corner and they played a little bit more for time, could have gone the other way. But the reason why he makes that swing is because where Imperial are pressing so far forward into the bomb site, sAw need an emergency exit. They need space beyond it because they were getting trapped in.
sAw have invested 4 Galils and a Mac 10. Utility is okay. You know, of course, that Imperial won't have built up a massive bank just yet. Ah, yes, the secret room. Modern era. Can sAw find the secret to Imperial's defense, though? And he will stick with that MP7. decenty on the MP9. And this force could be the breaker of sAw. They lose this round and don't have anyone saving. They might have absolutely nothing to work with. At 9-6 down, that will translate into 10-6, and Imperial will be ever closer to taking us to a third.
It's a huge gamble to go with here on the investment, because it wasn't like the previous round. It was like a one-on-one or anything like that. Imperial survived with 3 or 4 players, and they kept double M4s and brought it forward. So, an interesting decision to make. Banana under lock and key at the moment, but Jerks is trying to be the lockpick over at Car, flashing towards top brackets in the meantime. Space has been gathered, and very much like the CT side of Nuke, here on Inferno, sAw being given a lot of room.
Nice kill from Roman, though. Phelps swings. Slightly mistimed, and that forces them to check Banana, but VINI wins his duel with the MP7. He's looking so good on that weapon. Oh, the boost is failing slightly, and of course that'll be heard by Henny. They will try and make their way through the apartments in the meantime, but Imperial just not showing themselves, and that actually might be their undoing. decenty gets found, and Story trades Henny. 3 versus 2, nowhere, and VINI's rotation is pretty quick, but unless they find a kill in the next 10 seconds, they're probably going to be saving this.
It certainly feels like it, especially with No Way taking further damage. But at the end of the day, VINI's on an MP7, so you can definitely give it a look in. A wild spray, a cursory glance in towards Pip. Notes arrozdoce's position. But instead, they'll play for exits. And I think you're completely right. Henny in that position, in default, completely fine. It's the Pip player I'm more worried about. In decenty, I feel like he needed to spot. He could at least jiggle from that angle and see if there's any players escalating up short. Maybe not out of the boiler, but Henny was really committed into his angle, which means there needs to be flexibility from the Pit player. VINI was hoping to deny, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So he'll carry forward an SMG into round number 16.
Yeah, we're going to see it here. Like, arrozdoce always has the advantage in that duel if decenty doesn't swing first. He has the right eye peek. He has the faster reaction because he sees him first. Sounds stupid, but it's true. And yeah, decenty couldn't do anything about it. And Henny, with the AWP in the following, trying to make an impact. Imperial's money is now also at that spooky level. I mentioned that Imperial could run clear if they bested sAw in that previous round. Well, it could just switch right around again. Swings and roundabouts in Pro League for survival.
Yeah, swings and misses in top Banana. Both teams flashing in towards that break point, the virtual line in the sand. Just before the entryway onto B, Henny been given a lot of responsibility here in short. But decenty's at least trying to help him out and towards the balcony position. And the smoke is really well timed. That lets Henny on this angle. But he falls back. Space created up long. And with these wrap smokes, Story can carve something out.
Oh, he's so far up long. Phelps might just go straight through this smoke. It's with a flash. But Story takes the kill. Oh, we're body blocking in the smoke. Does he? No. He's bypassed VINI. This should be a free kill. He actually finds No Way first. And VINI gets past the angle, but it shouldn't matter. The trades come through. And VINI, even though he will eventually somehow find that frag, the nade comes flying in from Jerks. And we're even again at 8 apiece. sAw will not go away on Inferno.
And Jerks have been throwing that nade quite a lot. Not only on CT side, but also on the attack. They line it up a little bit higher than that doorway you can see on Story's screen. And it bounces deep in towards long. It commonly clears out the angles that the retake players are going to go in, or if you're wrapping long on that T side. So, a nice little nade that does the damage, but it's Story just creating opportunities for himself by walking through that smoke. The fact they didn't collide with each other is everything. And now sAw their reward. Just pistols for Imperial, their chance to retake the lead, and that's a great find of arrozdoce on towards Phelps. But, Trav, they are going into the stack.
There's no but here,
Okay,
Brandon.
sure.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. sAw shouldn't have to worry about this at all. 4 USPs. 2 of them a little bit squishier already. No Kevlar in play, no upgraded pistols. Just a crossfire. USP spotted. Dink taken. But that shouldn't be too much to worry about. There are still only 3 more to find. There's still only 3 more to find. There is still only 3 more to find. Ooh. Henny lost alive. AK picked up, and Story gets out of there.
I'm trembling. Oh, shiver me timbers, Imperial. That's... They walked into the stack. You reassured me it would be fine. I guess it is in the net overall outcome in the round.
It is. It is.
And he's never going for this with no armor. My oh my. That is expensive though. Especially when these rounds have been back and forth, and the fact that sAw have invested to sort of at every single opportunity. That was a round for them to bolster the bank balances a little bit. That was a round for them to be a comfy one. Instead, they lose 3 lives. At least the AWP is here for Story.
Yeah. Story made sure he scarpered as quickly as possible
He was
there.
out of there.
And he realised the situation, herding that bomb to a safe place. But it's an important save for Henny. AK, of course. Affords full utility for at least a couple of the Imperial players in this round. As you can see, that bolsters the cash. They should at least actually get 4 belts of full util. Okay, they haven't decided on a glass cannon AWP. I thought they might. But they've prioritised that util, of course, on a map like Inferno. Does make sense.
Right, question time. Who's going to help out Senchi? So he's on 20 kills. He got 2 here. By the way, in this eco. Next highest for Imperial is between Phelps and Henny, who are on 11. It's much more of a team effort here for sAw that are making things sing and making things just tick along all nicely. All cogs in the machine aren't independent, they're working in tandem. Something has to give. Someone's got to kick into motion here for Imperial. Fast play. Immediately, Jerks surely knows that there's a player in sandbags. Jerks holds the spray, but somehow No Way stays alive throughout all of it. Will be traded out by Story. Bomb site now acquired by sAw. The spam from Henny isn't enough, so the bomb can just about edge its way over. But that is a wild series of events to unfold at Top Banana.
Well, there are ways to take Top Banana. There are ways to take the B bomb site. That's a pretty unique one. No round of Counter-Strike is the same. And Jerks just, well, I think that was the plan. Just a dry entry their way in, but I'm sure he didn't expect to do it like that. Almost manages to take both. Unreal. And already sAw on the hunt, so they've got money to do so. Not a huge amount, but enough. It would be worth dealing with these Imperial savers for sure. Would relax the next round significantly.
Terrorists win.
Oh, 2 saving on the site. Arrozdoce is going to give it a look. Very last tick of the round. He won't be able to find any. But sAw have done it again. And Jerks with more entry work. It's pushing sAw toward a finish line here.
This is wild. He's stuck in the molly, so it forces him forward, and then VINI's just in the open. Necessary trade out of Story. Because of the position of No Way, he could have been poised to grab a couple, but that's the variation we're now getting out of sAw. We've seen some slow rounds in towards top brackets and wrapping on towards A. That's a miss smoke. Thank you, observers. That gives sAw a little bit more room in towards mid. Boost attempted. Got a dodge. Just the edge of the roof in. But No Way's up here. Oh, and now he's down there. Oh, sure.
And then he just spammed Story out of the round.
Content machine.
Alrighty then. It's those sort of picks that Imperial need to find a way to take, and they can't be relied upon, those smoke spams. Star steals with Henny beautifully now. Phelps is under a lot of pressure. He does damage, but there'll be a swing coming in from 2 players, and he falls off, and Roman takes it. There is decenty taking up that same position, but they found him too. No way. And now, no way.
Yeah.
And VINI have to go and save. How does Materis find that one?
I don't believe it. But again, that's all like the handiwork of arrozdoce, because by him getting that kill out of balcony, it creates so many pressure points for Imperial. They're worried about short, they're worried about apartments, and the player boosted up Phelps is caught in between two mines. The division of labor between these two defenders on site. That's why decenty pushes in towards short, because he's so worried about the potential threat he could be isolated. But in actual fact, he just walks straight into his demise. arrozdoce sees him right at the last pixel, just his head protruding over the smoke. And from there, the spams can just rain in towards the corner, and there was no hope for his survival. sAw have turned this one around completely. They're 2 steps away from remaining in Pro League, and 2 steps closer to knocking Imperial out of the competition.
Man, they're getting pumped up as well, as you can see. Deservedly so. Imperial are looking a bit dejected, sadly. Yeah, the shake of the head from Phelps. The fact you have a 5 versus 4 in Inferno with a cheeky smoke spam from No Way, and you can't convert that, and in fact, you can't get a single kill after that. It must be so frustrating. And they are sadly edging toward the exit door. sAw pushing for the finish line. There's that first kill. I think we're going to see the next frags coming in from sAw. Here's Roman. I mean, that one is nice. It's still an educated guess, and the Materis one I think is even better. Oh, he does just see him on the corner of it. I thought it might have been through it, but it was on the corner. And of course, he was spotted by the apps player as well, so they would have known anyway. That's huge for sAw. And Imperial need to battle the hard way.
Caught with nades out. That's not ideal. At least VINI will trade, but now he needs to get out of dodge. And now he needs to support as well. Phelps will make his way through, but it's the space that sAw wanted towards the top of Banana. Now that can be a threat for the rest of the round. And Story looks to take space elsewhere. Around the corner, jerks, sure. Why not? The contact play reaps the success. And VINI has now lost both of his pals on B.
Yeah, and the worst part is for Imperial, of course, they know VINI got that kill on Banana, the recovery frag, and Phelps has just gone down, so they know there's one more B, and likely only that one more. And look where Story has positioned himself. It's a bit of a weird one, because sAw are going into the 2 defenders on A unless they split B. They got time to do that. But they are looking like they're committing to A. Henny's got a chance on this one. There goes arrozdoce. And he'll try and smoke himself off in pit as well, even though there's mollies to come in. decenty, again, playing quite defensive in pit, but this time he peaks on a good timing. 3 versus 2 for Imperial. It's switched around, and it does force sAw all the way back to B and into VINI. And Story's actually wandering toward Banana right now. VINI's got fantastic timing. He easily finds one and the second. And I feel like, Brandon, that might be a slight misread there from sAw, because surely they would have realized in that instance VINI was the only one left on B.
I think it's an element of maybe just overcooking a little bit, just a kind of overcomplicating, especially when Story gets that much space out long. He doesn't see anything, and that's because of this setup in between pit and mini pit. It's so far back. It's the classic Imperial way of letting you think, oh, you've got the space, but in actual reality you don't, because there's 2 extra elements that you're not really aware of. VINI's out of his chair.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. Yeah, I think where Story got all the space, and it gets a little bit sort of muddled for sAw, and then I think they forget that VINI's the B player and they haven't seen him in a while. If you assume that VINI's going to rotate off B, he'd probably go down Banana because I've not seen him in towards CT spawn. That's why Story goes that way and searching for him. just don't think they anticipated to get that much room out long without any contestment, without any rotation. Have they rotated already? sAw thought so.
What a time for a bit of a technical problem as well. Just raises the tension ever so slightly. That's where all the years of experience, of course, need to be put into place just to stay calm. Don't overthink your situation. Reset when the round begins again. This is some atmospheric pause music. It's making me anticipate the next round ever more.
It's very subtle.
It is.
Well, not too sure what happened with VINI, but
Yeah, we've got some... I saw some wires disconnecting. I'm seeing things being replugged. Oh, we've been told by production it's a headset problem. Thank you very much. Thomas. Nice name check there. Appreciate it.
well, hopefully that gets resolved momentarily. We've been pretty speedy with a lot of the tech pauses. I remember the clip that ESL put on Twitter about like the monitor change, and it felt like a pit stop.
Yes.
Quite fun for F1 fans. I know you're a fan of the F1. I don't really see the appeal myself, but
Yeah, sadly we're on different pages on that one.
that's fine.
I've been a fan since I was 12, I'm pretty sure. 2007? Was I 12 in 2007? I think I was. God damn, that's a long time ago. Quick recline from Phelps. Full JDM style. He realizes that the break might be a little bit longer this time. Yeah, a lot on the line. Imperial closer to elimination.
What a time for this technical pause to come in.
Yeah.
Because it just completely kills all momentum you've got if your sAw. Headsets are going back on, so it might be back underway momentarily, I hope.
Yep. And of course, referees keeping an eye on everything, making sure they don't discuss tactics during technical pauses as well. And I see an even harder thing to keep your mental keep yourself sane, right? Because you just can't say a thing about future rounds or anything of the such, anything of the like.
Oh, atmospheric music and atmospheric chicken.
Yes, indeed.
Look, let's start speculating.
Go on.
sAw have got enough money to obviously go for another investment. Question one is, will it be an AWP in play for Story? Question two is, how much of the pressure are they going to apply in towards top brackets? Because the last sort of tones of the round have been very early towards top banana, and then sAw go into that top brackets. Then they go into the apartments play. Maybe a variation of some sort where they go aggressive the other way around, and it throws Imperial off of those timers that they've been conditioned to over the last few rounds. The little internal timings in their heads. Maybe Imperial just get aggressive. We've seen No Way try it a few times on top of the half wall, dropping down low. He's been punished. He's gone 1 for 1 so far in those exchanges. So she could be on the other foot here. Maybe even a third player on banana. So many things. So many possibilities. Unfortunately, I can shut up because the round is about to start.
Well, if you are curious about what's happened today so far, I'm sure a lot of you may have heard that M80 found a way to beat G2 in incredible fashion. They have one more game to play today as well against Bet Boom in the lower final. And currently Eternal Fire are 7-3 up on FaZe. But this is where we're at here on the secondary stream for Pro League Season 19. They're on a knife edge. sAw couple of rounds away from eliminating Imperial, but Imperial battling possibility of a third map on Anubis to come.
All right. So they're taking the banana control. It's the same setting, but they're just going to go immediately. Okay. Smoking towards CT. Double dark setup, though. No way. Deals the damage. That's fantastic. And the entire time, VINI, he's just tucked. And sAw have no idea. And now the rotations can come over. And guess what? If you're sAw, you have no other map control. You're penned in. You are trapped. And VINI, over the top, deals with the sniper.
Oh, that's so dirty from VINI. Just tapping through the top of that smoke, of course. It's much easier to break open that smoke with bullets when it is the corner of those smokes, of course, in CS2. And that was so nicely done. I mean, of course, he only gets the 1 kill. It's No Way who deserves the praise. Humongous triple. And Roman is forced way, way away with the bomb. Lost in banana. The cone is almost pointing to it as if to say, yep. You're not getting to that anymore. But that was brilliant from No Way. As you said, the double dark setup can be so impactful. And once No Way got those first 2 kills, it just relaxed the situation entirely. And that meant that VINI could then continue to pepper the smokes. And then they realized they were 2 in position, but it doesn't matter because it's just impenetrable.
It's a great smoke, and it's also taking sort of a page out of sAw's book, because it was a defensive smoke in towards the fountain that gave Imperial the room to maneuver after they get these opening kills. There it is from VINI. Oh, he's just shooting just the top of the wisps just to see. If you shoot on the corners of the smokes, they disperse a lot more freely than if you're shooting through the concentrated middle portion of it. So VINI just fires off a few bullets, sees the head, says thank you very much, and gives Imperial a 10th.
Right then. Now, this is a bit scary for sAw because their economy is down to the bare bones. They've got 2 MAC-10s and a Galil in this round. Decent util, but if they are to lose this round and no one survives, it'll be 11 all, and the worst possible moment to be needing an eco. Imperial, they have a shot here, keeping themselves alive. Their 9 lives have almost been used, but they are cleaning this up pretty well in these last couple, and sAw will be feeling the pressure more. We've seen some heartbreaking moments for sAw in the past on Inferno. Top banana will be taken, and a little bit of a change up for No Way and VINI, a boost toward New Box. Of course, there isn't a Molotov on sAw to actually burn them away from that, and only 1 HE if they were to go toward that position, so it's a great time for Imperial to pull that out. 35 seconds, and it does look like we're focusing on A, though, and into 3 players.
They've held their utility a lot, though.
Yes, you're right. And Jerks may spot this actually himself. No Way. Hack10 goes jumping in, and now they know where the 2 are on B. But they will take their frag on Phelps on A. This is now big for the pit player in Henny. He's got the AWP. This is so awkward to be the pit player with the AWP. Essentially gets 1, and arrozdoce will run him down. 3 versus 2, 7 seconds. They're scrambling for the bomb, but they've got it in time, and the plot will come through in time. And No Way and VINI, I feel like you kind of have to go for this because you were giving up match points to sAw otherwise. You've both got kits, will they?
Feels like it. They're getting in position. No Way's going to get close to Moto. VINI's going to come through balcony. No smokes. Both kits, but not enough utilities to disrupt. You can't get arrozdoce to move out of his position. You can't make this crossfire become disjointed. And the bomb is ticking down so low already. There's no time for this. Unless you find the kills instantaneously, they're going to give it a go. But already damaged, battered and bruised. In go these players, but down they fall immediately. Everyone will be the victim to the bomb at the very end. But it's the timing of that A pop. As soon as they kill the long player, they wait perfectly. They get so close to the point of no return that they start spamming Henny. He's forced to look the other way before they progress in towards decenty's field of vision. It's so well done from sAw because it's that slight little distraction. Henny feels the pressure, and then comes the crumbling.
Yeah.
12-10. Imperial need 2.
It's the thinnest of silver linings, but Imperial making sure everyone on sAw goes down to the bomb does mean this buy isn't at full strength. And actually, obviously, as I said, they have money for another purchase, so there is a glimmer of hope for overtime. I did go a little bit late on it, of course. Actually gives themselves a chance of the round, but at least they got the damage to get the kills. It's a little bit confusing, but that's possibly the only answer. And well, maybe it is the long-term thinking. The MAC-10 will be dropped. At least one of the SMGs will be dropped, and U-Jerks with his is naded down to 48. We've got a cheeky boost on the edge of the B site as well. 5v3 for Imperial. And the money that sAw are going to have if they lose this round. Honestly, there's 50 seconds on the clock, but the smart answer here is actually to save the guns, to be honest. I'll have to see whether they do it or not. They are shifting back toward App slowly. Oh my goodness, what a choice it is for them now. They have dropped that rifle, of course, for U-Jerks to collect so they can upgrade from the MAC-10, and I think they are doing it. It makes sense, Brandon, because of the monetary situation that Imperial put them in.
Well done from Imperial. And then the decision, this is the first time we've seen any sort of aggression over towards top brackets. The focal point has always been Banana through no way. Instead, Phelps and Decenty set themselves up and nestle into these tough little corners to clear out if you're sAw. They get dealt with. And you're right, this is feeling pretty horrible if you're a sAw fan, because the other guys are going to have Tech 9s.
It's a lot better than what it would have been if they had just run in and tried to do damage and get a plant, which is very unlikely with being in a 3v5 with the utility running low. I hate saves, but this one made so much sense. They have a core of rifles to work with, despite what arrozdoce and Roman has. Look, arrozdoce is even prioritizing utility, right? He hasn't got armor in this round. He knows how critical it is. He's hoping his teammates can do the job, but Imperial, they have one more job to do, and that's to get it to OT and stay alive in Season 19 of Pro League.
Feels like they're going to fight for long again. Tech 9s can be a little bit of a nuisance up close. Well-timed incendiary, and Henny round the corner deals with Roman. Phelps starts the trickle-down effect onto Mutiris. 5 on 3. Overtime feels like it might be locked in, because where do you go if you're sAw?
Yeah.
Maybe a run boost up towards the balcony? Oh, not quite. And he says, thank you very much. This surely has OT written all over it. And it's all but confirmed now. arrozdoce subjected to 50 seconds in the apartments. The bomb is in no man's land over at short. And with no armor, as you pointed out, and a Tech 9, it's once again sAw going the entire distance and not being able to close a map, at least for now.
At least
Money
for
issues
now.
will not be a problem.
It's a lovely shot, but it's not going to be a second. And Imperial, it's crazy, isn't it, how it works? I said in that moment, of course, when they made them all die to the bomb, when they delayed that retake, didn't look like they really were going for it, and they allowed sAw to reach that series point. I said it was a silver lining, and it actually turns out to favor them heavily with the economy. 2 5v3s that they managed to glean early on in those last 2 rounds to send us to OT. They found the opening picks, and they've played the long game to perfection. And now we wipe the slate clean.
All the streams going OT. But for Imperial, you've got yourself here. Make the most of it. Henny boosted. Who's going to see who first in this AWP head-to-head? Oh. Well, Story's got the edge, because that jump spot would have confirmed that someone was boosted up. And Jerks, he's trying to be on the front foot. Everyone just wants a slice of the action here. All that molly spread doesn't matter. Smoke extinguishes it. sAw want top banana, and the AWPs are about to butt heads.
The battle Henny versus Story. Oh, no way. He's got utility out. And Henny has to do the heavy lifting now. He'll get one and strafe away, but obviously makes noise in the water, so Story will know his exact rotation. It's not toward the coffins, at least for now. He could have changed by this point, so they will have to still figure Henny out. He's playing toward Dark, and he's the only man that can stop sAw right now. He swings for one more. That's fair, but it's a 3 versus 3. And they should be able to cross for the plant. Materis will get it down behind the fountain. Now the rotate can come through from Imperial. The only bit of utility they have is decenty on the Incendiary and Flash. 2 toward Ruins. In comes that Molly. In comes the Flash over the top. Decenty actually waiting for the possibility of a smoke push, and Materis is actually doing exactly that. But what a reaction that is! Damage is so significant though, and arrozdoce and Story must be in pole position here. There's one for arrozdoce. He goes for the full spray transfer. He can't take it, but Story does for him. 13 to 12 for sAw.
Cannot believe how close these rounds are getting each and every time. I cannot believe this, honestly. It's crazy seeing the level out of both of these teams. I feel like Henny has done a really good number on sAw by finding that second pick on towards Roman. Essentially even considering the fact that Materis could push. But the effects of the damage just being accumulated throughout that round, and then Imperial having to try and deal with the burden of the clock, having to clear all these angles out and fight with limited life and limited resources. It's just too much of a burden for them to bear. VINI back on the org. Spamming down Rage, and it's this same setup of Jerks and Story looking to take Impetus and Banana.
Roman flashing himself into top mid. Phelps on the angle. That flash is so good, but everyone's blind. Goodness me. Phelps is the man to get his vision back first. And Roman will drop. And Henny will find arrozdoce. I get the impression this overtime might have some legs to it. Back and forth. This game has continued to go. Imperial battling for their life, and Jerks has been taken down to 14 HP with a little bit of a smoke spam by Phelps as well. Henny even going on top of default to find Materis. Bold, but exciting, and he might even do it again here. He's going to double up. That's disgusting from Henny. Triple kill, and Jerks, 14 HP, 1 versus 5. Not happening. It's 13 rounds apiece coming in for sure. Wow. What a time for Henny to do that.
Dare I say vintage Henny. Whenever I think of Henny on the AWP, it's always on this A-bomb site on Inferno. There's just so many little angles he can just take shots from and then just maneuver himself around, and he's that guy. He steps up. We said, who's going to help the decenty? It's going to have to be one of these players. It turns out it's Henny. He's been let off the leash here by VINI. In OT. Feel confident. Go for some of these shots. This second one is absurd. And then the audacity to follow it up. Sure, it's helped out with a flashbang. But he does it not once, but twice. Timeout called now for Imperial. As they level things up, they want to make sure they go into the next half with a slight advantage. And it's these fine margins that are separating these two teams. So you want to make sure, if you're Imperial, you go in with the lead. You go in with the edge.
Let's see. Great teamwork from Imperial to set Henny up for those frags. Sure, it was a relatively comfortable position, being in a 5v2 at the time. 5v3 at the time. Before he got those next two. But either way, clean stuff. Look at the damage done to decenty already in the following. If Henny goes for a wall bang, there's a chance this could come through. Oh, Jerks. It's a scary position to be. That's why he's sort of jiggling left and right, waiting for utility to come through and then go for the swing. And he has been allowed to get to top banana here. Henny's going to have to be ready for this one. Crosshair pointed down to the right level, but the flash is spot on. And Materis sets up Jerks to remove Henny from the equation. decenty, of course, really low from earlier on. He gets his one, but he somehow needs to find one more. And he's going to be naded back and forth here. Has to push forward off the back of it, and Jerks will take that every day of the week. 4 versus 3 for sAw. Imperial needs some smoke spams to get back into this round, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Look at arrozdoce as well. I mean, he's so far removed, but he's cutting off the rotations to Banana, so the afterplant can be frontal facing. For sAw, they can just stare at Church, at CT. And the flashbang's great, but the numbers are in play now for the Portuguese squad. Phelps has a peek down Banana, doesn't see anything, but the timing...
What?
Actually, he swaps back. A 2-on-2 story, now stuck in oranges, but he finds the shot, and that's where Jerk steps in as well for another headshot. He opens the round, and he closes it. sAw with the slight lead at the half.
Beautiful quad kill from Jerks. Just when he needed to step up, he does so. And as you say, there's the beginning. Set up by Materis' flash, and easy one on decenty in the end. Low from earlier on. Its attempt from Imperial on the retake 3 versus 4 was actually quite a nice one. And I was quite shocked to see how arrozdoce got taken down in Banana. Not expecting Phelps to double back after he heard him. Of course he would, but timing catches him off guard as Phelps lurked through. And sAw once again are 2 away. 1st to 16, global offensive fashion. Roman going aggressive. Damage done to both Nowhere and VINI, and the HEs come firing their way through.
Wow.
VINI doesn't know where to jump to get away. He only just will. Youch.
Story's trying to get ahead of the smoke. Just trying to see if there's anyone he can take away before his vision's obscured. arrozdoce in pit. Oh, already spotted by Phelps. And there is still this player in towards the balcony to contend with. Imperial got a lot of space here. They don't need to commit into this bomb site, and the bomb is still very much deeply embedded in towards spawn. That'll be picked up by VINI, but that allows Story back on the angle, and arrozdoce in from the balcony. This is falling apart from Imperial, and it's once again going to have to be a 2v5 or bust.
Yeah, and with VINI so low, they may have another smoke on Henny, but Roman is have all this in the palm of his hand, you would think. Rotations from sAw are already in place. They're trying to go quietly about it, but this is so difficult to find. It's going to have to be all down to Henny. Roman will then swing, and they had no idea that he was still toward the back of the site, and he gets both perfectly. Calm, collected work from Roman, and Imperial are now on the brink in Malta.
They went for that play again. They went for the fast play in towards Banana, and once it gets shut down, Imperial feel like they need to take space in towards top brackets, and they manage it, but they're so disjointed from each other. So even if they find these opening kills, which sAw are doing a really good job at just not fighting, not taking these individual sort of gunfights to make sure that Imperial can never find a way back in. There's never a stabilization point. So now it's just route 1. It is straight up B. Everyone's blinded. No Way deals with Jerks and even escapes around the half wall.
Yeah, around the half wall, back behind the smoke. Roman couldn't catch him. He was so blind. Now he's playing up really, really close. Has to react quickly, and he does, but runs straight back into the Molotov. Doesn't realize how low he is. Oh, the nerves, you can tell, are in play now. Can Imperial save more series points? 4 versus 3. Henny has had his moments in this game, but also moments where perhaps playing a little bit more defensive could have saved the situation. That one round, of course, in that couple of rounds ago where he's playing top Banana, didn't fall away quick enough, got caught out by the Muteris flash, and that set up Jerks for the quad kill. Can they find a way to get himself back into this and stay alive? Send us to what would be round 30. Materis, he gets one and he falls down. That's as most he could possibly do. Good trade from Phelps. They even faked the plant to make doubly sure there's no one else on the site. And the Story arrozdoce rotation is a long way away.
Look at the util, though. There's still a world in which they can get this going. You could smoke off banana. You could molly in towards quad box, in towards dark. There's options here. A break on the smoke, maybe set up for arrozdoce and story on the AWP, but no one is peeking out of Imperial. They're laying down fire in towards CT, and it works out perfectly. arrozdoce and story have found one apiece anyway. Time extinguishing. Going so low, Story's just sticking it. He's calling the bluff. Henny's through the smoke. And he keeps Imperial alive for a guaranteed one more. Double OT on the line between these two teams. And it's Henny, the veteran, keeping Imperial afloat.
Yeah. I thought Story was going to hit that flick for a second. I was actually shocked. It got down to a 1 versus 1. The HE getting that frag was in the middle of the madness. Recovered the situation, and Story was given a chance. And I respect that from Imperial and from Henny. Not giving them any opportunity to go for a hold. Doesn't want to lose the game to a defuse hold. Just charges straight through. It maybe is just nerves as well, and trying to just make a decision straight away. We're going to see a replay of it now, and Story, yes, got down to about almost 3/4 tick, but just missed the flick. Made sure to stop them. Would be the worst way to lose when you haven't dealt your own hand yet. Oh, Phelps is doing it again. We saw this in regulation, a flash through that bottom mid smoke. And he's taken so much damage to that Molotov, though. And he's sticking to it more. What? No way, Henny. Not like this.
I'm in disbelief. 0 to 0. Immediately dealt with. And that's the AWP removed. Imperial are now limping into this last round of play in OT. Phelps picks up the mantle. He's got the sniper. And to be fair to Imperial, they've got great space. But the utility's holding them back. Phelps needs to find a shot. He's already been spotted by arrozdoce on the pixel. And look at this double long setup. The flashbangs are good, but Mutiris doesn't fully commit to the swing. sAw are playing patient. They want to make sure that Imperial are done.
Oh, and it could be here and now for sAw. Are they finally going to win in overtime in this tournament? Are they finally going to win a series? So many close games, especially the one against 3D Max. And now, no way, Phelps and VINI. We're left with a run boost to try and fake out the AWP story. They're trying their best. Oh my goodness, it's so scary. He gets caught on the edge of the site before he falls back. And VINI will work his way forward. Pack-based mentality, try and hit the entries, but I don't think it's going to happen. Roman finds one, Story finds the other. It's all down to No Way. And he is so incredibly stuck. It will be an easy win in the end for sAw. It is 2 maps, but that was a fight and a half on Inferno. And Imperial are eliminated from Pro League Season 19.
Full credit to Imperial, though, because they gave it one hell of a shot.